Hello, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Shieldbearer Counseling Centers. I'm Gabby Posas, and today with me is Robert Davidowski. How are you, Robert?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Great. So, Robert, this is a personal question. Um, how do I know if I'm depressed? Because sometimes you might feel sad or, you know, uh, anxious, but how do I know when it is depression and not just, sadness?
The biggest point you pointed out was a lot of people don't understand the difference between sadness and depression. Sadness is something a lot of us feel for a bunch of different reasons. You're watching your favorite TV show and your favorite character ends up getting bumped off the show somehow. You're going to be upset about it. Some people get sad, really emotional. My mom was real bad about it with soap operas. So the difference between sadness and depression is there's usually some type of trigger for sadness. It could be your dog has to have some kind of special operation, or family friends going through hard times. You might feel bad for them. You could have something personal in your life happen that makes you feel sad. Loss of a loved one that you're not necessarily so close to. You're going to feel sadness for the loss, maybe a friend's loss, etc. With depression, there's not necessarily a trigger. Depression, unlike sadness, can last long periods of time. It can be in small doses, it's just kind of there, you just kind of feel down and unmotivated. Or it can be as complex as you don't leave the house, you don't like doing the things you used to do, you have no interest or motivation in following any of your usual habits.
Wow. So, when do we need to seek help from a counselor or a therapist if we feel like we are falling into a depression? What are the symptoms? Or
I think that if you can look at, if you realize that you're sad or depressed or believe that you're depressed and you can't sit there and rationalize a reason. As an example, a very close friend of mine passed away a couple months ago. I was sad, obviously. It wasn't depression because I lost somebody I cared about and had to grieve through that process. But there's an obvious reason. If you wake up one day and you just don't feel the same, you feel sad, you just don't have any motivation, those are signs that you could have depression. Even at the earliest stages, if a person's capable, I would highly recommend getting screened for it. And that's something that Shield Bear offers. Our therapists are capable of screening different types of templates that help us diagnose whether or not it's depression or if it could be sadness or grief or whatever might be going on for you.
great. So, I think this is a really important question, and uh, you can see that we have also male counselors here, right? Not only female counselors. Do men seek help?
It has been my experience, both personal and otherwise, absolutely not. They do not seek help. A lot of men have this programming inside that they have to be tough, they have to take care of everything themselves. And they end up, those that are depressed, me included, um, it makes it worse. It makes day-to-day operations worse. It makes relationships, causes problems with relationships. Um, Seeking proper treatment, which typically therapy will work, is the best way to work through it. Men have a history of not being able to ask for help. I think that's something that's ingrained in us from a young age. And a lot of times it's men that really need it the most because besides the struggles that they have around them, they have their own personal struggles that they have to deal with.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Robert.
very much.
So there you got it. If you are feeling that you might have some depression or some anxiety, give us a call, visit our website, send us an email, and we have counselors ready here to help you and your loved ones deal with whatever you're going through. And please, man, know that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to seek for help. And if you feel more comfortable talking to a male counselor, we have not only Robert, we have several male counselors. uh, Confidentiality is key here at Shieldbearer. Nobody needs to know you're coming to see a counselor, but it is important to get the help before it gets any worse.
Absolutely. And I want to add, no matter what they may come in for, we're judgment free. Our goal as therapists is to see to it that whoever we're helping can be the best person that they can be. So we have that as a vested interest.
That's great. Well, thanks for pointing that out, Robert, because I know some of our viewers might, feel also nervous or anxious, like they're going to judge me because I'm dealing with this, or somebody else is going to know that I'm receiving counseling. And not everyone is very open about their mental health. So again, if you have a question or a topic that you want me to ask one of our counselors, leave us a comment or send us an email. Just pick up the phone. We're here to help. And until next time, thank you, Robert.